Okay, there we go, team. That is a couple minutes past, so we will get underway. Yeah, small meeting today, July 4th. It is what it is. We will just do a quick session, maybe. Welcome, Samir and Henry. This is the fortnightly ETCD triage meeting. Just try and keep on top of PRs, keep on top of issues, and just help out where we can. The screen share should be coming through for a Google Doc. Can folks see that? Yep, cool. So anyone that is subscribed to the ETCD Dev Google Groups mailing list will be able to add agenda items or edit that doc. So we've got a few things to roll through over the next 20 minutes or so. Hopefully we can get a couple of these closed out or updated. The first one is a PR for Kubernetes. This is for Kubernetes.org, and I was hoping I might have Benjamin from the UK online just to give me some consensus on this one, but I might tag him in here and see if he can review this for us. So let us /cc, and I need to share this tab and see it actually. Benjamin. Cool. So this PR was restoring some project permissions on the main etcd repo after we elevated those earlier this week to update some security advisory settings. So for anyone that isn't familiar with it, all of the etcd team configuration for GitHub is managed in this YAML file. So for day-to-day stuff, we normally try and keep those permissions at maintain. If we need it for some reason, we temporarily bump the permissions to admin. Okay, that's the first one. Hopefully Benjamin can review this shortly so we can get it merged. Next one. Share this tab instead. Here we go. So, Prow plugins. We are mid-migration and adoption of Prow, coming from GitHub Actions for etcd. There is a configuration file for all of the Prow plugins that the etcd project will use, which is in test infra. Let's have a quick look at that currently. Here it is. So there will be a sub list here for etcd. Where is it? Here. These are the plugins we currently have enabled. And this PR is suggesting adding LGTM and approve. This is one Arca raised a few weeks ago. Now, we had some kind of potential considerations or concerns for this because I'm not quite sure that the etcd project is ready to go full Kubernetes and enable the automatic merging with Tide. But I think the LGTM and approve plugins just add labels. I think it's the Tide plugin, which is the auto merge. So we sort of needed to discuss it and just double check that and make sure we're ready to approve this thing. So let's just check if Tide is a completely separate plugin. This is my concern. So it's not quite clear to me how Tide is or isn't enabled. I suspect it is actually just the combination of those two labels. Henry, have you looked into Tide at all before?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes. Oh, Ark is there. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi. Hi. Yes. So I was having some mic issues. So if we go to the config.yaml in Prow, the tied repos are enabled, like on which it works. So instead of plugins.yaml, if we go to configs.yaml,
Ah, okay.
line
So,
640.
sorry, config YAML. Yep.
Yeah, I just shared the line number, like with the link on Zoom. So it's
642.
642.
Okay.
Like,
Right, here we go. Okay, so etcd.io.org is not in the list, and nor are any repos. So our theory is it's safe then.
yes, that's what I understood from the code as well.
Okay, so our theory is the labels will be available to be added chat op style to pull requests with LGTM and /prove. But Tide won't actually do anything. Okay, that is good news. I think then we can unblock this PR. Sorry, it's taken us a few weeks to try and get our heads around this. Let's have another look now. Yeah, okay. All right, let's approve this. So we've just discussed doing City triage as an initial step towards enabling Tide, but will not enable auto merge by itself. Just the PR labeling. Looks good to me. Okay. Thanks, Arca.
Yep, thank you.
So I think we still need, one of the Prow owners to also approve. I don't think we're an owner on that file. Yeah. So hopefully that will be not far away. Okay, on to the next one, team. Let's jump back. So now we wanted to have a quick look at a new Kubernetes enhancement proposal for etcd. We won't be approving it or anything in this session. We just want to raise it for community awareness because it's really important. So let's share this tab. There we go. So this is one Merrick raised last week. So we've got the issue there and the linked PR. This is an extension of the earlier proposal or earlier discussion and Google Doc on the implicit Kubernetes etcd contract. It's something we've discussed at KubeCon before in one of the recorded maintainer track talks, I think from Paris or Chicago. One of the recent KubeCons, we had this in our session, maintainer track talk, and the PR is what you want to have a look at. Actually, probably first thing to have a look at if you're not familiar with it is the original Google Doc from last year, just talking about the implicit kind of contract that exists at the moment, and this this interface that's being proposed would formalize that contract. So if you're having a look at the proposal, probably the easiest way to do that is to have a look at the PR in rich diff, so you can have a proper read through, understand what's being proposed, and see the kind of draft interfaces currently. So this is, we won't be approving or anything. This is just a really important PR that I want to highlight for anyone on the call. Have a read through, get some familiarity with it, and if you have any questions or ideas or suggestions, please let us know with some feedback on the PR or on the issue. That would be much appreciated. Okay, onwards team. Back to etcd main repo, we've got some issues to hopefully tidy up. Let's have a look at the first one. Okay, so this is one I think we've just backport to 3.5. It was an issue with, well, after the implementation of LiveZ-ReadyZ, we had an info level log that was kind of spammy. So that's been demoted to a debug level log, and I think backported, and now in changelog for 3.5. So we probably just need to double check if it needs to go to 3.4 as well. Yeah, and then we can maybe, we can close it down. So the interesting log is, let's find the original PR or the 3.5 PR. Right, simple token go, yeah, auth. All right, let's track that down for 3.4. Right, yeah, so that is there for 3.4. Did the LiveZ-ReadyZ stuff get backported to 3.4 as well? I'm pretty sure it did. I'm still half asleep, so if anyone knows that already, just answer that for me. Let me know before I have to look it up. Let's have a look. I think maybe it didn't. Does anyone remember the design for LiveZ-ReadyZ if we get backported to 3.4? I need to track down the cap for that. All right, I'll come back to that team, but I think I think the answer is we can close this now. I think everything's been done. I'll just double check release 3.4. Offline. Next one. So this is one I think needs to be backported. So the original PR is merged. And I think it's something we should try and clean up in release 3.5 as well. Let's have a quick look at it. So it was trivial. It just removed some unnecessary nil checking in this transport listener. Yeah, so this is super easy. If anyone on the call wants to help out with the backport, much appreciated. I think I've added the label on this. No, okay, so backport 3.5. and we can clean that up in the release branch. Anyone feel like picking that up? Conscious it's we've only got a few community members on the call, so it's all good if we want to leave that one to you. Up to you. Cool. We'll move forward. Okay, this one is another question mark on can we close. The backport has been done. I'm not certain that the changelog has been updated. We need to check that. Has been done. Okay, cool. So this is one we can close down now, which is great. Just goes through triage, closing. What? All right, team. One less in the list. It's another one I think we can probably tidy up. Why is that link not working? Oh, there's a dash at the end. There we go. All right, so we kind of discussed this in a couple of triage meetings, whether or not we turn on some more integration with Slack to get messages flowing through to a separate channel. It didn't really get a whole lot of support. There's like the tech leads didn't get involved in it, and there's only really been Josh and Arka and Leanne discussing it. So it's been a little while. It's been open with no other comments since May. Any objections to closing it is not a priority, team? No objections. All right, I'm going to be bold. We'll close this one. It's not a priority. We can revisit it if someone really wants to drive it, but I think it's probably not top of the list at the moment.
Last time, like I remember, we had a short discussion regarding this, and we didn't find any significant uh, use case or usefulness, something that is pressing. So
Yeah,
if we
I
still
think
something, go on. Yeah.
sorry, you go.
Yeah, if we still think that okay, it has a genuine use case and uh, it will be helpful for the maintainers, we can pursue. I can take it up.
Yeah. We discussed Slack Reporter, I remember, as being sort of one way to get some like job statuses. I think the consensus from last call was the job statuses always end up kind of spammy and it's wasn't super valuable. I think the more value might have been around
Right.
like getting that feed of like issue and PR creation, but there wasn't a Slack integration already through Prow for issue and PR. So yeah, I think let's close it for now. We can always like revisit and reopen this in future if
Yep.
needed. Cool. So we'll close that as not planned. Okay, that's one less thing in the backlog, team, and we can come back to it if we need to. The next one's a PR. Let's have a look. What did I say for this? So I think it's one we need to backport. Yeah, this is released. So let's share this tab. Okay, so I raised this last week. It's something we want to get completed before we release 3.5.15 and 3.4.3.3, I think it is. Basically our latest patch releases, which I think we're doing 3.5.15 in about 4 days' time, I think. In our release script, we have this gsutil command which sets bucket permissions for everything in the basically every image in the bucket that we release into. It was kind of extraneous because the bucket's already fully public, and new like objects that you push to the bucket, new images are already like automatically made public. So when you're running a release, and there's like thousands of lines of terminal spam that just get dumped in there when this command runs, because there's so many like historic images and objects in the bucket. So I've pulled it out in main. We need to backport it to the release branches. If anyone is interested in helping with that, that would be much appreciated. Just let me know, and I can review your PR when it comes through. And yeah, I'll be contributing towards 3.5.15. Next up, team, I think we've got another pull request to look at. Yeah, we do. Okay, let's have a quick look. All right, this one we just have to follow up. I think they still haven't signed DCO. Yeah, okay. So if we can get them to just rebase and sign off their commits, then I don't see any reason why it can't be merged. It was a trivial PR from memory. Although it does conflict with the other PR for removing the nil checks and listen.go, which is interesting.
I think the main discussion is actually down the second part of it, like down there.
Yeah, it sure is. I think we had consensus on that though, didn't we?
Not sure.
Because it was like a Windows issue, wasn't it? So
yes, it's an window issue. Yes, and there's like the code snippet that is posted also. I just forget if the original author took the snippet and put it in, but I do remember this discussion. So yeah.
Oh, okay. So they need to address that feedback because they haven't. Sorry. Yeah, I thought that was resolved. They haven't actually updated it yet. All right. So we need to change our comment then here. So just say, do you have capacity to continue this PR? All right. Cool. Okay, team. How are we looking? So time, we have 3 minutes left, and I think, was that the last one? That was the last one. Okay, so very quickly, the invitation. Is there any, I mean, it's a small call today because of July 4th, but if anyone on the call has a PR or issue they are interested in us having a look at and trying to get some consensus on something, happy to have a quick look. Now, team, otherwise, that will be us for today.
I had one. Let me pull it up.
Cool.
Red handle.
You are muted and not muted. And
Sorry
then
about that. Let me see it, but it's not essential. It was the, where is it? What have I get done? Find the pull request. It was 17564. Kind of
17564. Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. This one, didn't we get this really close? Oh, we did, yeah, and you've rebased. Okay, so
yeah, I just rebased. I think you need one more reviewer. Maybe he's barbecuing today.
Okay, yes. Merrick had a suggestion on this, didn't he? So what did he say? That one's, is this one addressed?
Yeah, I moved it out to what non-anonymous function.
Okay.
It's a little awkward because there's some just different modules. I just changed some of the control flow, and there was some stuff with some duplicate sorting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I didn't have any issues with this. I think. Oh, go form check. Part-time and failed. Let me just retest that. Which that should be trivial. Okay. Yes. Marek's actually based in Poland, so probably not affected by July 4th specifically, but I did request a press review from him shortly, like earlier this week. So let's give him a little bit more time. If we don't hear from him soon, I'll probably just merge because we've got support from a reviewer and two maintainers. So yeah, thanks for raising it. I think we are really, really close. Cool. Okay, team. With that, we are on time. Have a lovely weekend. Enjoy the break, and hope to see you at the next meeting. Thanks, team. See you later.
Thank you.
thank you.